Your boy, well, he just made a waiting move with a rook, as expected. Rook to e1.
Okay.
I don't...
What happens if...
hang on. e4 here, did he blunder?
I don't know.
Because normally if you go somewhere else with the rook, you could take this and now just play king f3. But here the rook is hanging, so I'm not sure.
But okay, this is getting complicated.
He wants
king
to go
F2.
here and now activate his rook.
Rook e6.
e6 or e7? Yeah, e6 probably. Check. King somewhere.
Rook e7.
5.
Yeah.
This could be troubles.
It is turn x10.
If I manage to go a4 and king h6, there could be some
I
worries.
think that's why I saw the computer want to put the rook on e8. If king h6, you can mate on h8, right? But
in this position, just
did he play?
you're right.
No, he didn't.
I didn't go e4.
No,
I think
no.
Carlsen might have caught a break there. Maybe I think we're at the right position, but a lot more moves have been made.
Okay.
Not sure I can reconstruct all that stuff, but we can more or less get
basically it's king 8, g8.
a5,
Rook
b3, a4 has also been thrown in at some point.
Okay. Well, the rook comes to, rook h1, let's say, king g8, h6, g6, h7, check, king h8, rook h6, I presume.
What is going on?
Well, I guess it's kind of a fortress, but things are happening pretty quickly. Is some of them down to very low on time? No.
No, Carlsen has 2 minutes, Ivanchuk has 4 minutes 30. And yeah, we have a lot of action. This has been played. Could Carlsen start thinking about an advantage here, or is that crazy?
I think that's what he's doing with c4, actually. He's trying to provoke a bit.
Because if you take this king to e4...
But king to e4, rook e6 look a bit like...
and then just sit and wait.
c3, actually.
Maybe some Zugzwang. You can go c5, but then I would just...
And I think also you can make a move like rook f6. I mean, the h7 pawn is nice for drawing, but for winning, not really, I would say.
Fair enough. They have that position, yeah. I think king e4 has been played. Rook f4 check immediately.
My hunch is that...
Is this going to lead to a move repetition after king e3? No, Carlsen takes on e5.
Okay.
He's going for broke. Well, probably it's going to lead to draw, but let's see.
Yeah.
King e5, rook f3, rook g6. Can grab this pawn. Or this pawn. I don't know, they're both tasty. I'd probably take on a3.
Yeah, I think the h7 pawn is not going to run away,
Yeah, it's not going to queen.
No. So, then they will start taking each other's pawns, and it's
then you just bring the king and take all the pawns, and it's going to be a draw, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think, is the king on d4? It looks like that. I can't. Oh no, he's taken on h7, not on...
Yeah. Can you get back to that? No.
Yep. King h7 and rook takes c6. Pawns start dropping off. Rook to c3.
Okay, king f5.
Oh, he goes king d5. That's a small surprise. But
okay.
Rook c2, rook c4. Actually, black would have to be a little careful, because now I think the pawn ending you lose, and else you're dropping this pawn, right? I can't count. Rook a3, king, rook c4. It's 2 against 2.
Okay.
It has to be a draw.
Probably a draw, yeah. Sure.
Rook a1.
Yeah. Sure.
And he tries king e5, but okay, this pawn just runs up the board.
I would guess so.
I was wondering about something like...
yeah, but you're not in time, so you
just check, and then a2, so...
No, if you could hide your king on g5 and sort of rook on a7, it would be great, but might still be a draw, but then...
Yeah, that was a plan, but you're not in time, and else, after a3, a2, you just have to go rook to a4, king to c5, and it should end peacefully.
I mean, there is some scenarios. Let's say you give a couple of checks with the rook and then play c4, king c5, and rook there. But even that, I think, is a complete draw.
Let's see what's happening. Because rook endgames, we've seen it at every level, even at Carlsen level, that anything can happen, right? What's your plan?
Now, my point was a bit specific. If black gets the pawn to a2, rook a4, let's say that, a2, c4. Maybe the problem is that you can never advance. Not just, okay, but let's say you make king g7. And Well, as soon as you do that, there is rook c1 winning the c4 pawn.
Right.
And it's just a dead draw. I think it's a known position. And if it's not lost, it's a very easy draw.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I've sort of...
They've done something. King to c5. Ivanchuk brought his king. He didn't push the pawn. Went king g6. King to b4. Now the king takes care of the pawn. King f6. Rook to e4. Should still be a draw, but it looks like progress for white somehow. Now this is no longer a problem. If you can get in c4, might be some hope. King is cut off. If I just go...
You don't think that suddenly black will go rook f1, f4? No, you have rook b4.
I was wondering.
Yeah, you have rook b4, right? Yeah.
Which is kind of key. Yeah? Every other move loses.
Well, that'll be a bit tricky, yes. But no, it's probably would have... I think there's a huge drawing margin in this position, to put it mildly. Ivanchuk is thinking hard. Okay.
Rook a2 has been played. No, same story, c4.
Yeah.
And
What?
I don't know, I'd find a way to mess this up. c3.
Okay. Well,
at the very least now it's white playing for a win. I think that much we can conclude, right?
I generally agree, but...
Maybe no one's playing for a win, but it feels like...
Or both. But, okay, this is... Well,
Well,
black
if
can
white
also
wants to
play...
draw, he can take, right?
Yeah, I would think then there's a plan of going with the rook to f4, but, I mean... You would
Yeah,
be a
it
bit
would
scared
draw,
here, right? But, yeah.
A little scared. Rook c4, rook a2. Now Carlsen could repeat the position with rook
You can
e4.
also cut the king with rook c5. Okay, maybe then there's always rook g2. Yeah, it's a dead draw, I
It
think.
is just a draw.
Sure.
Let's see. Carlsen, a bit low on time, but not desperate. 130 versus 344. We're expecting a draw. We'll keep an eye on it. Oh,
That's
is this
Kramnik?
a mistake by the system? Because the Kramnik position looks almost exactly the same as the Carlsen position. But I think it is actually the Kramnik game.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny.
he has a better version.
Kramnik has a better version.
But still,
He somehow won the black g-pawn somewhere earlier. That's weird. Feels like Groundhog Day. Yeah, Kramnik is probably winning, right?
not 100% sure.
If he's not, why is Carlsen playing on it?
That's-
Even with a free g-pawn you're not winning, what's the point?
It would be strange if Carlsen won and Kramnik didn't, right? But I don't think that's going to happen.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I've stated publicly many times that I have zero clue about rook ending, so this is not going to change in the next 2 minutes.
I have-
counted that white is a pawn up, so you go rook c6, push your c-pawn, and there should be good chances.
I think in my youth
That's
I
all I can
spent
say.
2 weeks in Moscow studying endings with Duretsky, but I have to say I've forgotten most of the
You're
things.
a bigger man than me.
Yeah, well,
So yeah, the cameraman is clearly telling us, stick with Carlsen, guys, so let's do that. And he's picked up a pawn.
yeah.
Our board hasn't updated yet, but he is a pawn up. Now goes rook d4.
There's a king on f3?
The king is on f3, yeah.
Okay.
Which could get cut off along the d file, but king e3, rook to... Oh no, he's going to bring the king, because rook d5, there's king f4. King to b4. And rook to f1. Probably still not enough, because there's this counterplay with rook f4,
Yeah.
and the c3 pawn is quite far behind. King c5, I guess. Yeah. And rook f4, or can you take that? I can't count now. Then gf, and we're in time. g5, f3. Yeah.
On rook f4 you go king d5.
And then king f3. And then maybe we can start thinking about taking.
It's very difficult.
So we're talking about rook f4, king d5, king f3, rook takes f4, gf, g5.
He played rook f4.
Yeah, and king d5, king f3 is on the board.
Yeah, playing what we
And
talked about.
he takes, yeah. We got 3 moves in a row, right? This is a new personal record. Gf,
Oh, we
g5, and we get a queen ending, a pawn up for white, right?
Yeah, okay. But And
Should be a theoretical draw, but queen endings are very, very tricky to navigate, especially with this time,
I think earlier in the tournament, Mamedyanov won queen and pawn against queen, if I'm not mistaken.
He did, but his pawn was far advanced. I'm not sure where
sure.
it started, but
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw it, it was very far advanced. So this should be a draw, but it's tough.
I think especially, I mean, the black king is very close to the pawn. I mean,
Is that good or bad? Let's say I go queen g3 check, king d2. He's gone queen f7 check, queen e6
Yeah.
check, king d2, and c4.
okay.
I read somewhere, but I never really figured it out, that you want your king very far away on h2 or something, so there's no counter checks.
Oh, is
and
it
stuff,
h4? Yeah, I think I saw something with the king on h4. Then you actually try to go with your king.
There were some fancy
Somewhat,
diagrams
yeah,
of
yeah.
drawing zones, but I didn't really get it. What I do know is in practice, the side with the pawn wins this quite often, because first of all, it's very easy to blunder
Well,
into a
also-
queen exchange, and secondly, it's not obvious how to defend.
Maybe also we should explain that actually, well, it's very easy to, if one wants to find out, you just go online, you can check something called table basis.
All right, this.
All positions with up to 6 pieces are solved mathematically. So there is a definite answer to if this is winning or not. We just don't know it exactly.
Yeah, and also it doesn't help you at all over the board.
No,
Even if
no.
you told the players, no, this is winning in 68
Yeah,
moves, like
yeah,
it
yeah, sure.
wouldn't help them much.
No.
Or normally it changes quite often from this is a draw to this is winning in 94 moves to anything.
But always practically, I was about to say it's better to have the extra pawn. That's pretty self-evident. But I think
Obviously, and if there's no perpetual,
Yeah.
it's very easy to lose this. King b6, no more
Sure.
checks, c6 is coming.
yeah,
If I had to bet, if someone's checking the table bases, I would bet this position is winning, theoretically. And
Oh, he
yeah,
resigned.
he resigns
Wow.
already. Wow.
okay, I'm gonna go then.
There was a very early resignation by Magnus, by Vassily Ivanchuk in the position. Yeah, we've seen it on the board. The system hasn't. Now the system has it. Oops. Now it doesn't. Yeah, Magnus.